Hello, Louis. Firstly, congratulations after today's victory against Basford. After a difficult week where obviously you got 6 points against PMG and G3A, scoring 8 goals, how important was that momentum in today's game?
Yes, we knew obviously because of the COVID thing we've had this season and stuff. The season got pushed back, and we knew we were going to have like a packed schedule near the end, and that's what we've got. Last week, this week, and next week we have 6 games in 16 days, which is real tough, but also it's a little bit of a momentum charge if you can grind out results and stuff like that. And that's what we had last week. We played really well. We rotated the squad, 2 good wins, 2 good performances as well, which is important.
Yes, and obviously, as you say, with the backlog of games, last week played 20 different players in the space of 3 days. How difficult did that make team selection for you today?
Obviously, team selection was tough today. Had to leave certain individuals out, but I've said to the boys, I think it's a nice problem to have. I think the players who came in last week, we used 20 players. We changed the team from Wednesday to Friday, made 7 changes, and everyone, the players who came in did very well, and sort of made this decision tough on Wednesday, but that's what it is. It's a problem that I like to have, because if you've got good players working really hard every single day, it's a decision which is hard, but it's a decision I prefer to have.
And on to today's game, there was obviously a big buzz around the place. I think everyone knew it was a big game, and obviously we got a lot of support from the community and a lot of people supporting us online as well. And to start the game so well with CISA taking the lead, how important was that?
Yeah, we said we needed to start well. We had probably one massive game before that when we had Boston here in the Youth Cup, and we didn't play very well. We didn't do anything we wanted to do in the game. We sort of froze under the occasion, which can happen with these young players. We just froze. We didn't play the way we wanted to play. We sort of got involved in what they wanted to do in the game, and that's not us. And we said today in the team meeting, we said we had to start well. We had to be on the front foot. We had to be aggressive in what we do. In the first goal, yes, it was a goal-mouth scramble at the end, but the move prior to that, we played out the back, we moved the ball from side to side really well. We got a cross into the box, we got numbers into the box, and it ended up with our right back getting a tap in. I think it just shows what sort of side we are, a very attack-minded team, and want to go and put the opponent on the back foot from the first whistle.
Yeah, we definitely did that, with obviously CISA scoring after the 7th minute, Mr. Dependable Skinner scoring after 9, and then CISA scoring his second on 13 minutes. How do you manage a 3-0 win after 30 minutes into a game that size?
It is probably one of the most weird situations I've been involved in. When you're playing a top side, you're both really competing for the league. You're thinking about the game's going to go long and real deep. I spoke to 2 players when I told them they weren't going to be starting before I announced the team. I told 2 players individually that I thought they were going to come on with about 30, 25 to play and make an impact and probably win us the game, because I thought on a hot day it was going to take the subs were going to make a massive impact. But to be 3-0 up after 30 minutes was a little bit like a pinch me moment. I didn't really know what to do, never been in that situation before. And the problem is you're 3-0 up, you started really well, but there's still 77, 80 minutes to play, which is a long time in football, as we all know. So the game, even though we're 3-0 up, it definitely was not done, and the boys were very professional for the remaining time to see home the victory.
Yes, and going into half-time, it was very evident that Basford were still in the game despite the scoreline being a very competitive fixture. You made a few little alterations at half-time, and the boys rewarded you that with Skinner getting his second and a 4-0 advantage. Was the game won at that point?
It's never won in youth football ever, or to be fair, in any football, mostly youth football, because you normally concede goals at youth football because it's a lot about what we do with the ball. But I thought the boys yesterday, we worked on a certain type of press against these. They did change what we thought they were going to do in formation wise. I think that they showed a lot of respect to us by doing that. But the press that we worked it with those little bits where they got in, but there was no real saves for Kyle to make. I thought we defended very well. After we went 3-0 up after 13 minutes, I thought they had a lot more of the ball, but that was always going to happen. When you're 3-0 up, you don't really then need to chase a game. We sort of not sat in, but we were happy to play in like a mid-block, or a high block a little bit as well, but it was just to be real difficult to beat. And that 4th goal right at the start of the second half did sort of kill the game, but you're never certain when you're playing a real good side like Basford are.
As you say, defensively very strong yesterday, but I thought Matt McBride in holding midfield position was superb. Could you give us a little bit on his performance, please?
Matt Matt is a very, very good player. Plays in that holding role for us. He's very energetic. He wins the ball back. He manoeuvres the ball very well when he plays his 5 and 10 yard passes. He's there. He just keeps the game ticking. I'd probably say it's probably the most mature performance I've seen from him. Sometimes he could be a little bit erratic and want to win the ball back too quickly. And that sometimes means he gives away a lot of free kicks and picks up yellow cards for no reason. I can't remember him giving away a free kick yesterday, and he won the ball back and regained it at the same numbers. Tom How's the analysis told me that he had the same regains as normal, but without giving the free kicks away. So that just shows he's very disciplined in what he did. And again, an outstanding performance from someone who's probably been one of our most consistent players this season.
Yeah, just one good performance out of many. On the slight negative, obviously we didn't keep the clean sheet. A bit of a freak goal with the ball going under Kyle's foot. How did he do to kind of put that out of his mind? And I thought it was a lovely little touch of Amraj going over to him when the ball stopped at the other end of the play and just got his arm around him. How much does that show about the team spirit as well?
Yeah, first of all, I'll talk about Kyle. Kyle, this is only his second game back. He had a 3-month layoff. He had a knee injury, but he's been our number one all season, pushed, and Jamie has deputised very well, and Jamie's pushed him. And I went with Kyle yesterday, and I think it was rewarded because the first goal comes from basically what had happened was a long ball had come over the top. He played sweeper keeper, cleared the ball, and we got on the attack straight away. It's one of those things. We ask the keepers to play out. We ask him to be high. We ask him to take risks, and sometimes when you take risks and ask the goalkeeper to take risks, mistakes are going to happen. But he creates actually more attacks from his start position and how he wants the ball in his distribution. And you have to take, unfortunately, he's going to make mistakes because every goalkeeper makes them. And when you ask him to take more and more risks, he's going to make them. With the team spirit's fabulous. It's unbelievable. It always has been for my four years that I've been here. I've never really had any problems with any players, especially over the last 3 years. Never really had. We've tried to make it an environment where everyone wants to come in every day and work, and they're all one. They demand standards of each other still. They demand the best. If someone drops their levels in training, it's very rarely me or Wardy or Owen or anyone else has to make a point. It's normally themselves. I think the change room leads itself, and we allow it to because they're very mature about it. And I think that just summed up yesterday with Amraj when he went over to Kyle, because he understood that could have been him in a very similar situation.
Yeah, and it was lovely to see from the sidelines. Another nice little touch was Robbie, first year, coming on the pitch again, keeps getting more and more minutes, played in more an accelerated position it looked like, and it was nice to see him get the goal, 5-1, and really finish the game off.
Yeah, all the first years have come on. It's been tough this year, only having that one team since we've come back from the March lockdown. Because of the fact that normally when you get two teams, everyone's basically playing every week, and we've managed the squad quite well. Robbie's had opportunities. I think he's started one and been involved in both. I think he's been involved in nearly every squad. He's doing really, really well. We played him in an accelerated position yesterday, somewhere we might see him a little bit, develop in the future. He's aggressive. He's pressing. His tackling's phenomenal. We just probably got to work a little bit on his technical side of the game. But his goal yesterday just dignified what he is. He's later into the box. Sliding finish into the bottom corner. I think it was his third, fourth touch. His previous touches were tackles, which probably sums him up. And it's a great moment for the lad to score his first goal for Brentford.
Yeah, and it was nice to see how much his teammates enjoyed the goal as well. Even in the 88th minute, 5 goals. Probably knew the game was won, but I think they appreciate the occasion, how much it meant to Robbie as well. So that was lovely to see. So victory leaves you just needing 1 point from the last 3 games. Currently undefeated, winning every game. How do you see the rest of the season panning out?
Obviously, when you need 1 point from 3 games to win the league, obviously that was the target when we came back from lockdown. We wanted to go and win a bit of silverware because the boys have had it really tough, especially the second years who didn't finish off last year when we looked like we were going to win some silverware, and then this year we weren't sure if we were going to finish the season or not. So it was important we did that. 1 point, obviously, to do it. Realistically, we should do it. We've got the quality in the squad to get 1 point 3 games when you've won. I think it's 12 out of 12 now. 12 out of 12, 13 out of 13. I mean, we should comfortably get the 1 point, but you never know in football. But the target is still, for me, is to win every game of football. We play 16 games this season. We are going to play 16 games this season in the league, and if we can finish with 16 wins, I think that just shows how good the boys have been from September when we started. Even though we've had our breaks, we've maintained a little bit of form and a little bit of class all the way through. I think that'll be massively important. So the target's still there for the boys. you know, just because if we do get the opportunity to win the league on Friday and we win it, we ain't going to stop there. We're going to keep progressing and try and win the last 2 games as well.
Super. Thank you very much, Louis. Thanks for your time.